Speaking of Project Hail Mary, I told the story yesterday that I talked to a friend of mine in one of the guilds who got to see an advanced screening of it. And he said, and remember, this is just one person's opinion, but he said it could be one of the best movies ever made.
Well, then it's the best movie ever made.
Could be one of the best movies ever made. That's what he said. Now, we got a lot of great positive first reactions. We talked about that about a week or two ago for Project Hail Mary. But what was the word going to be like when the actual full review embargo lifted? Well, today is that day. And according to this number, with almost 100 reviews already in, Project Hail Mary, now when we made the title, when we were writing up the titles for the show, was at 95%. It's gone up. As of this recording, whenever you watch it, maybe it's up another percent or two, maybe it's down a percent or two. But as of this recording, Project Hail Mary is 4 points away from perfect. Or at least a perfect Rotten Tomatoes score. It's got 96% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Let's go over and see what some of these critics are actually saying about it. Daily Express writes, the story is enthralling with well-developed, charming characters, laughs, tears, and wonder via spectacular cosmic visuals on the big screen, making this an epic return for blockbuster popcorn cinema. We Live Entertainment wrote, Project Hail Mary has plenty of movie to offer for audiences, and the only rocky thing about it would be not to take advantage of seeing such a film on the big screen. Empire Magazine loved it. They said, this is for the most part an absolute space smash. Stupidly entertaining stuff about seriously clever speculative concepts. Hail Mary. The Nerdist loved it. They said, it made me romantic about cinema for what's possible on those rare occasions when you sit down in a theater and everything hits you in a way you always hope for but never fully expect. That's awesome. The Associated Press liked it. They said Project Hail Mary might blow past a 2-hour runtime, and yet there's rarely a dull moment with all the problem-solving, earnest irreverence, and unabashed commitment to imbuing life and wit into every molecule of the story. Mama's Geeky loved it. They said a cinematic masterpiece. Ryan Gosling is transcendent, but Rocky stole my heart. I laughed, I cried, and my life is forever changed.
Wow.
There's something special about a movie. You say, my life is changed. The only time I've ever really said that, I've only said that after 2 movies. I said that after Life is Beautiful, the Roberto Benigni masterpiece, and the documentary on Mr. Rogers. What was that one? Won't You Be My Neighbor?
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was called Won't You Be My Neighbor or Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, but one of the 2 titles. But those are the only 2 that I walked out and go, I feel like my life has changed. Anyway, let's go on a few more. Den of Geek wrote, the creature is a visual coup of puppeteering and discrete digital add-ons for Lord and Miller, who create a Sheltie-sized sidekick. I hope I'm saying that right. It's dynamic with grace provides a parable about the benefits of cooperation, triumphing cynical self-interest. The Film Verdict liked it. They said, like a box of ready-to-make macaroni and cheese, Project Hail Mary is satisfying, if not substantial. And that's the most critical thing I've read about it so far. And the less you think about the science behind it, the more you'll enjoy it. The Wrapped liked it. They said, watching Grace and Rocky talking science, doing science, and exploring the parallels between their culture evokes the very best parts of Star Trek.
Whoa!
I knew Rob would like that one. Anyway, it just goes on. On and on and on. Out of the almost 100, there were 3 negative ones out of almost 100. And most of the ones, a lot of times we'll read like reviews and it'll be, hey, the people who liked it didn't love it, and the people who didn't like it didn't hate it. But these people love this movie. There's a few of them in there, like Alonzo is like, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. That's like the worst thing that I've read. Everything else is absolutely through the roof. And guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. You know, March is a time when we celebrate the women in our lives and recognize everything they carry every single day. Women often take on a lot, and sometimes their own well-being gets pushed to the side. And it's a great reminder of how much women give to the people in their lives. So this month is a great time to pause and reflect on the roles that you carry and the pressures that can come with them. Therapy can be a helpful space to work through those challenges, create balances, and set healthy boundaries so you can take care of yourself too. And that's where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp connects people with licensed therapists who follow a strict code of conduct. With over 30,000 therapists and more than 6 million people served worldwide, BetterHelp has an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for live sessions based on 1.7 million client reviews. They also match you with a therapist based on a short questionnaire, and if your first match isn't the right fit, you can switch to another from their recommendations. Your emotional well-being matters. Find support and feel lighter in therapy. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/Campea. That's betterhelp.com/Campea. Rob, we get to see it in like 72 hours.
3 sleeps, John.
I am so ludicrously excited to finally sit down and watch this movie with a full theater in an IMAX screen. Because that's where we're seeing it, right? At the IMAX
in 15 perf 70 millimeter.
In the 70 millimeter IMAX screen, which I don't go to a lot of movies in the 70 millimeter IMAX screen, but we're going to go to see this one, and I'm just beyond myself. Rob, when you're hearing the reviews, what are the things that you're hearing that are common themes that are standing out to you, and where's your expectation level like for the movie right now?
Well, I think, the thing that stood out to me in the novel, and I think that people really love, is that there is no cynicism or snark in this film. It is a truly joyous exploration of the human spirit and the fantasy. Look, I have always fantasized since I was a little kid about meeting an alien. I even treat my dogs. I think of my dogs as an alien life form, that I get to somehow interact with and communicate with. And I think part of the reason when I was reading the book, I was so interested in it was because of the relationship between Grace and Rocky and how did that relationship unfold? And it's really interesting. And I think that obviously Ryan Gosling came on board this project from the very beginning. I don't know if he actually optioned the book first, but he's a producer on the movie.
Yeah.
So he obviously, I've never met Ryan Gosling, but every time I've ever seen him on a talk show or on Saturday Night Live, or he just seems like the kind of dude you'd want to hang out with. Like he's a really good dude. So it doesn't surprise.
Well, he's Canadian.
Right.
He's Canadian. There you go.
But I think that what he responded to in the book is I think what everybody responds to that loves this story, because it is an exploration and a celebration of what human beings are capable of under very difficult circumstances. And what I love about everybody involved in this film is they understood the assignment. Getting Drew Goddard to adapt the novel was a stroke of genius.
Because of the job he did on The Martian.
Yeah, and Lord and Miller, coming off, I don't think they've made, it's been a while since they made a live action feature that actually got released. And I think they came in also with a total, because again, even watching that video where they go to all the theaters showing they're seeing Project Hail Mary and all the different formats. I'm like, again, those are dudes that I would want to hang out with, that understood the assignment. And I can only imagine getting them all together. And the guy that voices Rocky, that was performing him, that ended up doing the voice for the film as well. It just seems like this is one of those moments when all of the collaborators come together and they're all on the same page. And they knew what they needed to do. And everybody, Greg Fraser's cinematography, the production design, the visual effects. And when you have all these people working in tandem, and Hollywood does this better than anywhere else in the world. And when you have something like this and you have a company like Amazon behind them, you get gold. And I've been thinking about this story and seeing this movie since I've told you, I've said this a million times, that when I read the book, I said at CinemaCon last year, this movie is going to win Best Picture.
And now, the earlier word seems to say that may not have been so far-fetched.
Been saying it for a year. And I haven't even seen it yet. So I fingers crossed. but my early assessment does not seem to be incorrect.
All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think about this? I mean, it's one thing to have really good initial early out first reactions, but it's when the full reviews come out that gives you a broader picture. And they seem to be even more glowing than the initial reactions were. I already got my tickets for this Friday. Do you guys have your tickets yet? Whatever you guys think, jump down in the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.